Hello guys, it's Tarun here and I'm back again. What's up? Let's continue with our HTML series towards building an awesome website. So, in the previous tutorial, what we actually did was we created another style sheet and I showed you about the preferences of different style sheets. Okay, so H1 and you have the div, then you have the paragraph here that I showed you about the quote and the block quote, and then we did the link and the styling of the link. So in this video, first thing I would like to show you about margins. Okay, so now since you're clear with divs, let's create another div. Okay, div, let's use an ID of say div2, save it, go to style1.css, let's write rules for that. ID div2, okay, let's say background color is white, then width of around 100 pixels and height of 100 pixels. Save it and it's appeared here. Okay, now it has appeared here. What we want to do is I want to show you margin property and padding property. Okay, so before that, let's just write something within this div. Let's just have maybe another div ID equals to div3 and close this div, save it and go to the styling of div3 and just give it a background color of say aqua. Save it. Okay, and yeah, we need to just give some width. Actually, you know what, let's give this some 300 pixels and this one 300 pixels. Save it, it's big, cool. Now just copy this width and height property here, make use of a laziness and make it 200 pixels and a height of 200 pixels. Save it and you have this aqua. Now if you want this div2 to be towards the side or to be at the center, what you have to do is margin auto. Save. Look, it has automatically come to the center of the page. Now if you want the inner elements of the div to have some padding, say distance from the border of the div, then you use padding property. Let's give a padding of say 50 pixels. Let's see how that looks. Cool. Okay, so you get the whole idea, right? So minimum padding of at least 50 pixels will be given here. And similarly for the div3, if you want to use the margin property, use margin auto. Let's see what happens. Save and it's centered. Okay, and you could use the padding, but since we do not have anything inside the div3, there is no point in using padding. So this is the whole idea of using padding and divs. Apart from margin auto, you could also set certain pixels. Okay, for instance margin top and set it to say 50 pixels, so it will leave a gap of 50 pixels on the top. There are other properties like margin bottom, margin right, margin left and top. Even for the padding, there are similarly padding top, padding left, padding right and padding bottom. You could use them. The other property I would like to show is the float property. Float, and you could either float it to right or float it to left. Save it. It is floated to the right, that is the element will go to the right hand side. And now there is another one, float left. Save. So this will float to the left. since you have given the padding property, it stops until there. Okay, so that is float left, right. You could also use float none. That would prevent the floating of everything, I guess. Save. Yes, it does. So that's it for this float properties. Next, we are going to move on with HTML images. So for that, we would need some images. But before that, let's create another HTML file. New file, HTML5.html. Save it. Just go to HTML5. We have it. Let's copy this code, paste it, remove this div, save it. Okay, save it. And now we have div C. Remove this also. There's some problem with the live server. If this happens to you, then just close it, go to packages, Atom live server, stop it, again go to packages, server, wait for it to stop. And it is stopped. Start server. It will automatically do the job, don't worry, just wait for it to happen. Now if this one comes up, select html5.html and bam, you're inside. Now what I would want to show you is a div. Okay, always work within divs, that's a good habit. Now we would like to put an img, that is an image tag, src equals to, you mentioned the image, whatever image you want to use. I think I have an image here. Okay, image.jpg, I guess. Yes, you would want to use this name here, imag.jpeg. Save it, and it would appear like a huge image depending upon the size of the image. So if you want to control that, then you know that we will have to use a style of width and those things. But instead of that, since we know the usage of IDs and classes, we're going to use that. So give class equals to image1, save it, go to style1.css dot image 3 not 3 image, is it image or image 1? It's image 1. Okay, write the styles here. Let us have a width of say 500 pixels and a height of 300 pixels. Save it, and we have a beautiful image here. Now what can you do with this image? You could use a border property. So the syntax is border, okay, and the thickness of the border you want, let us keep 2 pixels, let's see, so 4 pixels solid, and let us keep it white so that we can differentiate it. Save. So we have a beautiful border around the image. There are different types of borders. Okay, the other one I remember is dashed, I guess. Save. Okay, you have this beautiful dashed thing, and you also have border radius, border hyphen radius, and set that to 50%, or you could give any percentage you want. 100%, let it be 100 pixels. Save it. Okay, so let's use some 500 pixels or something. So depending upon whatever the size you use, the pixel range, you would get those images. For now, let's keep it to 70%. Since this image is rectangle in shape, you get this one, you don't get a perfectly round shape. If you want a perfectly round shape, then this height also must be the same. Save it, and you get a perfectly round shape. So you change the height to 300 pixels itself. So you have this, and we have done pretty much everything. You could also apply the float properties to the images like how we did to the divs. And one more thing I would like to show is setting a background image. So if you want to set a background image to your page, say to the body, if you want to set a background image to a body, you give background hyphen image and URL, and you mention the image URL. Either that can be an external link or it could be a local image. So here we have this happy image, so let's use that image.jpeg. I'm sure I'd like to wish you good luck in finding a better image. Okay, you have this background image, so you have set this background image. You could also apply properties to this background image, which I will be showing you very soon. So next on, we are going to move on with the HTML tables. Okay, say that is too ugly, so let's move on with HTML tables. So HTML tables are pretty much the same thing what you have seen in real life, the tables, not the literal tables which you write things on. It's not that. This kind of table is the graphical one which is used to store the statistical data in them, or you could also use them to store buttons and the text and neatly present them on a website. But here I'm going to show you a simple table real quick. So the table syntax starts with table, sorry for that, and ends with table. So the table is ready. And now in the table we'll have many rows and columns, right? So in one row we'll have many columns, so we will have to put the columns within the rows. So tr denotes a table row and the th denotes the table header. So we give th. Okay, let's have 3 headers. Save. Nothing's gonna appear because we don't have any data in it. So the first column you could call in anything. Let's call it name, and let's call it age, and let's call it sim, which semester he belongs to. Okay, and then look there, it started appearing there. We would style it later, but I would just want to show you these things real quick. Let's just copy that. And now for the remaining part of the data, instead of H you would be using D, which denotes table data. Okay, table data or table cell. And let's use term and age of 18 and sim 3. Save. So you have the data there. You could also do other columns with this. Paste. Save. So there you have many other columns. You could sit and start typing inside whatever the name, age and sim you want. You could have any number of table headers, any number of table data there. So to style this, there are actually a lot of rules. That would take an entire another video to do. Tables are really awesome. So I think it's only so much for this video. Thank you so much for being guys. I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much.